Welcome back to my channel, Sharon Cullenart. Today I'm going to be doing something different. As you saw in the title, I am going to be showing you what I got in the mail today, and I've been waiting on it. Here is all my Daniel Smith sample cards that I received from Daniel Smith. They just sent them to me for free, which was really nice of them. And I use this a lot to help me with my colors and putting them on palettes and all that, because it has everything on here I need. The light fastness, excuse, my hands are all full of paint right now. My nails look like hell. But it has the light fastness, the staining, they stain well, and the granulation, and whether they're transparent, semi-transparent, or whatever. So I use that when I'm putting my palettes together. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, I got a box here, and I believe it might be my new palette. Which way do I need to go? This way. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, see what's inside. I don't have Diesel with me, so there's no barking over the box. But I didn't expect it to come by the regular postal service. This was just mailed on Friday. It is Tuesday, and I got it during the whole coronavirus crisis. So that's pretty impressive. And I believe it is, yes it is. This is my new Robax palette. It is huge, as you can see. See my legs here, it's like 18 inches across. But it's got extra stuff that I bought to go with it, and all the pans and everything. These pans are huge. I didn't realize they were going to be so big. They're bigger than the wells I have in my current palette. Holy cow, but this is awesome. So, let me just open this up here. And there it is. Oh my gosh, I don't see the carousel. Where's my carousel? Oh, it's in here. Whew. I was worried. It's supposed to have a carousel to go with it. I paid for it, so. And this carousel goes under it so I can spin them. If you're not familiar with the Robax palette, they've been around for many years, and he does special palettes for artists, and he will make one to your specifications. This one, I've been waiting for him to come out with palettes with bigger wells, and I didn't know that he would do them to your specs, or I would have asked for this years ago. But there's an 85 well palette that I don't care for at all, and people who review them over time, a lot of them are unhappy with their palette because they're all half pan size palettes. And I do not do half pans, as you well know. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up and show you what I've got. Okay, this palette comes with all these pans, or you can order it with pans. You don't have to have it. So what I'm going to do is just set them all in their spaces here. They're very big, as you can see by my fingers. This is the 64 pan palette, and then I added another 21 pan palette to it. If I decide I want more than that, I can switch out this middle palette and get one with more slots. These are about 1 5/8 by, at the widest point, by about 1 inch, and at the narrowest point, 3/4 of an inch. So they're pretty big trays or wells, and they're very deep. They're 1 inch deep. So I'm going to go ahead and stick them all in their slots, and when I add the colors, then I'm going to write the name of the color on the outside. So I'll go ahead and put these in real quick. Now, one of the nice things about this palette, having these wells in here, is that if I decide I have these colors in the wrong order, I can change them around as much as I want. Now, over here, I have a quinacridone Scarlet, and I also have Scarlet Red by Shinhan PWC. Oh no, that's Renaissance. that's Renaissance. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to put my Renaissance colors in here. I think I'll set that aside. But I wanted to see how close they were, so I grabbed a piece of paper. This is just B Company cotton paper, like the bumblebee. And I'm going to test some of my colors out to see if I want them in this palette. And I have to make sure that I can fit all the colors that are not copies in this palette, because I only have room for like 80. Let's see, that's 21 plus 3. I could go to 24 and 65. So that's 86 plus 3. I could go to 89 colors, which I don't think I have 89 colors here, but I'm not really sure. And some of them I may put into this palette anyway, even if they're Van Gogh colors, because there's one here that was a Van Gogh Rose Madder Lake. I like, or Madder Lake Light, that's the one. And I think I have it in my black palette over here. So let me see if I do. Oh boy, that's dirty. I need to clean that off. Let me see, Madder Lake Light. Do I have it in here? Yes, I do, right here. That's a Van Gogh color. And I don't have any other color that matches it. Quinacridone Coral could be close, but Quinacridone Coral is a little bit warmer than Madder Lake Light. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add that one to my palette. Now this palette here holds 65 colors. And then I had to add pans to it to get some more colors in, which is why I wanted to go with a new palette. I do like this palette, but I was ready for something new. Well, I finished with putting my paints in my palette. I'll show you in just a second, but in the meantime, all of my empty tubes I'm writing down so that I have a list of colors that I need to buy, which is going to be expensive, so I'll just do a couple at a time, or maybe skip the ones I don't use much. But I think I already put this one down. Yeah, yellow ochre's down. Raw sienna I have to put in here. Oh, what a mess this was. It was so hard to get them into the deep wells. You'll see my mess in a minute. But that's all right, because it's going to only get messier as I paint. Goethite, brown ochre. I got those down. I can throw these away. And that is a pile of colors I have to buy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Holy cow. And then over here are my colors. And they're a bit messy on the sides. But the nice thing about having these deep wells like this, I could put the color on the side. This one is a Mission Gold color. I didn't have any sepia, so I used some Mission Gold. I try to keep my Mission Gold in a separate palette, but somehow I received a full tube, so I just used it. My browns I was going to put in the center, but it didn't work out that way. There were too many. I have like 14 different browns or orangey browns. But I wanted to try to keep my primaries across from each other, which was also difficult because of the number of colors. So I put my blues over here across from these orangey reds, and I'm going to switch my orangey ones over here to over there and shift things a little bit so that the blues are with the oranges, and then my greens will be more with the reds, and then the yellows are with the purples right here. So that's my palette so far. And then this is Buff Titanium, which is only made by Daniel Smith. And then these were 3 iridescent colors. One's iridescent moonstone, Saguaro green, and then this one is iridescent turquoise, I believe. And I've only used them a few times, so I put them in these little wells here that are actually supposed to be mixing wells, which to me is kind of silly. So I'm using them for color. Now underneath this is a mixing well, and then there's one that comes with it right there, which is a mixing well. So normally the palette would look like this, and you would get 65 with the well in the center. But I needed more than that because I knew I had more than 65 colors, so I just put them right here. And I could have gotten a palette with 44 in the center, which would have all been this size. I thought these were like half pan size, but they're a little bigger than half pan. So I may at some point just switch over to a 44 palette, but for now I'm doing good with this. And then the lid that goes on top is also a mixing tray, which I won't use for. I like porcelain ones that don't have that lifting of color where it all kind of sucks up into a bubble. I hate that. Drives me crazy. Now this palette, you may be asking how big it is. It's huge. It is enormous. It is sitting on the edge of my table here, hanging off of my table because I put a box down on the carousel. Right there, it's a Swiffer box that I was using for storage. So I put that there, but the carousel turns. I can get to all my paints right on my side here, which works out good. I'm gonna have Pat make me a wood stand for it. And then what else was I gonna tell you? Oh, I was gonna show you how big it actually is. Here is an 18-inch ruler. So I don't know how else to show you how big this actually is, because when I was looking at it online, I kept thinking, oh, the guy even tried to talk me out of it. He said, I think you want the 15, and he has a warning right on his website that if you go for this, that it's an 18-inch palette and it is very large and it will consume a table. So I started doing math. I got out my Stephen Quiller palette, which is down here. Excuse me, I got a mess here. So I pulled this one out. And the Stephen Quiller palette, which I love, it just doesn't have enough colors. It's porcelain. And I used this to measure, and it was only like 13 inches across. And I thought, holy cow. But then I went like this, and it was 18 inches. So that's how I knew whether or not it would fit in on my tray. And it does. I'll put that all away later. But anyway, so now I've got this here, and the only other comparison I can show you is right here. This is a 12-inch iPad. I don't want to get it dirty, but I'm going to set it right on the edge here. That's a 12-inch iPad, and you can see how much is left here. Here's my hand. But these wells are enormous. I just love them. Biggest wells I've ever had. Well, they're as big as the Stephen Quiller wells that are down there. Those are about the same size. But these are very big. Excuse my messy fingers. They've got paint all over them. Here's my index finger. You can see how long it goes all the way up to this knuckle. So, and I have long fingers. So, I love it though. I can't wait to start painting with it. It took me, they're like they're 1.5 or more inches. I forget what I told you. It took me, it is, let's see, it is 4:15 right now. Holy cow. You can tell I love the peanuts. And I started this at 11. Took me a long time. So I just listened to an audiobook. I stuck all of my colors in there, the tubes. I lined them all around the sides so that I knew what I wanted to do. And then I thought, I don't need to do that because I'm going to be switching these all around anyway. And once I get them into a position that I think I like, then I'm going to go ahead. I think you can print a wheel with these on it so that I can make myself a palette. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do it myself. And it's going to take forever. So anyway, I'm all done, you guys. Okay, I was looking for my Payne's Gray and my palette. I thought, I'm just going to play around a little bit and look for my Payne's Gray. I didn't put any of my grays or blacks in, so they're going to go up here in front of my browns. Okay, you can see how I'm doing this. I'm just taking my tubes and writing down what the color is, and then I'm going over to my chart here and I'm looking up Payne's Blue Gray. There's Payne's Gray. Here's Payne's Blue Gray. And looks like I'm out of regular Payne's Gray unless I go with a Van Gogh, which I don't think I want to put in there, but let's see. This is light fastness 1, which is excellent. Staining 2, which is low. And non-granulating. So I put down granulating and then I put an N. And then I put semi-transparent. Okay, Joseph Z's Cool Gray is after an artist by the name of, I think you say it, Joseph Bukovic, and you don't pronounce the Z. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this one up. Okay, now I got all of the grays in there that I have. I haven't decided on whether or not I'm going to put a regular Payne's gray in, because I like Payne's blue gray and I like Joseph Z's Cool Gray. So between the two, I think I'll be fine. But that's everything. And I will keep you posted on how I like it. In the meantime, remember, be courageous, paint with wild abandon, and most of all, be kind to each other. Take care.